Hello, my name is Samuel Acosta.
Hi, my name is Natalia Flores.
Welcome back to another episode of Health 101. Today we have
Yolanda, Kory.
Thank you, Yolanda, for joining us today on our podcast. So our podcast is here to educate everyone on what each head of department does, and what better way to do that than to have a game show concept. So we'll be asking you to give us a description of your role and what you do, and from there Sam and I will ask questions with these bells, and we'll see who can ask the most questions. They're roughly about 10 questions, and your responses have to be 30 seconds long. All right? Okay. So before we start, can we have a description of your role and you, and just pretty much your overall?
Sure, my role at the recorder's office is chief deputy, and I basically manage everything that happens within the office and staff, and keep everybody doing their jobs, staying on task.
Okay. Ready? Finally. So can we have some background about your education and how you got into this position?
Sure. I completed my associates in Cochise College, my associate's degree. I graduated from Nogales High School. And the reason that I came into this position was that I was referred and recommended. I did the interview and we got started to work, and that's how I ended up here, and I loved it ever since.
Okay. So you got it.
Since you are chief deputy of the recorder's office, can we know some voting registrations information about that?
Yes, so the recorder's office in Santa Cruz County handles the voter registration data. So if you're registered to vote, if you've ever received a notice from our office, we will process your voter registration. We will basically have your profile and be able to make any updates, answer any questions that you might have. So you can register to vote via paper form. We have a link on our website, or the Secretary of State's office as well. So all voter registrations for Santa Cruz County are handled in our office, and we are happy to assist anybody that has any questions regarding their voter registration.
And the voter registration is closed in June, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the dates for the early voting and the final election?
So we are currently in the process of early voting for the Congressional District 7 special primary election. The deadline to register to vote was June 18th, so all updates have to be completed by then. Early voting started Wednesday, June 18th. That's when people that are on the able list that vote by mail from home should have received their ballots, and then they can return their ballots via mail as well, or use any of our drop boxes. And the last day to vote early in person will be Friday, July 11th at 7 p.m. And then otherwise, then you can go, if you don't vote early in person, you can vote on election day on Tuesday, July 15th.
Can we also have some more information about the recordings?
Yes, the recording end is an ongoing task in our office. We work specifically with title companies, with attorneys, walk-in customers. The majority of our transactions of documents that get recorded are regarding property in Santa Cruz County, which is the purchasing, transferring between one party to another, etc. So that takes a lot of attention to detail and accuracy.
Can we know some challenges that you face as the chief deputy in the recorder's office?
Absolutely. As a chief deputy, you have to know what's going on, you have to know how to do everything, and you have to organize schedules, make sure that people know how to do their job and how to do it correctly, and implement processes in the office. It's just a little bit of everything: scheduling, meetings, running around. So you really have to primarily be the right hand person to our recorder, Ms. Anita Moreno, And then, I'm in between, and then we have our staff that does the legwork, honestly. They do the day-to-day tasks.
Could you describe a day in your life as the Chief Deputy Recorder?
Yes, every day can be different. Our focus at the beginning of the day is to intake, index, and perfect documents that we record from 8 to 5. That's always a priority. We also have lots of phone calls, especially during elections and early voting. We have lots of phone calls. We have lots of walk-in customers. We have elections make our days super busy. Time flies, which I love. We're running around, et cetera, et cetera. But day to day is just working with different people, right? With phone calls and walk-in customers. So it's always about assisting them and making sure that we meet their needs.
What exactly are the candidates and what position are they going after? If you know.
Yes, for this special primary election and then the general election. So we have, this is to fulfill the position of Mr. Raul Grijalva, who held that seat for many, many years. Unfortunately, he passed away during the middle of his term. And so the law states that a special election has to be called to fill that position. And then in 2026, a new candidate may be on the ballot. So this is for the Congressional District 7 seat.
What are the possible candidates that are attempting to go after that role?
Say that again?
The possible candidates that are going after that role, or the people going after that role currently?
So the candidates start through the Secretary of State's office, right? Our office does not handle election day. Our office does not handle the filing of candidates. That all happens through the elections department. I believe there are 3 Republicans that are up on the ballot and a handful on the Democratic ballot. There's also Libertarian and Green Party, no labels, if my memory serves me correctly.
You're out of questions.
I know. It's because I want to ask, what's the biggest struggle? I don't know if we've covered that. I don't think so, right?
Not struggle or challenges, but is there really a struggle in this department?
Absolutely. If it wasn't a struggle, then life would be boring, right? So there's a lot to learn always, especially on both sides, right? The recording and the early voting side. It has a lot to do with time management, with knowing what the laws are and following the law, as well as knowing, the recording side of it. So that's regarding like real estate, right? And working with the assessor's office and working with the treasurer's office. So a lot of it puts the whole thing together in our office.
What are the current events would you like the public to know? Or is there any message you would actually like the public to know?
Absolutely. When it comes to, feel free to visit our office, call our office, send us an email. We're happy to help answer any questions. We have a big community of voters, right? But we'd love to be able to get to know everybody by name, by face, etc. So our office is always welcome to people calling in and have questions. I would like people to know that, voting is very important. It does make a difference. Every vote does count. And the most important thing is that your voter registration should always be up to date. If you move, if you change your name, if you change your political party, you have to remember the recorder's office and you have to remember to update your voter registration. That's very important because sometimes they get to the point where books are closed and registration is closed and then they want to vote and then we have, concerns issues that we have to deal with. So if you get mail from our office and it's election material and a person that it's directed to does not reside there, please return to the sender so that we can process that accordingly. If there's the death of a family member, it's also important for us to know as well so they can be removed from the roll. So we always want to have the most accurate list and have every voter's information updated so that there is a smooth voting experience.
Okay. And to conclude our serious questions, I have a really interesting question to ask you. What's your favorite finito or ice cream flavor?
Oh, yes.
And which one do you prefer more?
Okay, this one is easy. Since I was a little girl and my dad used to take me after school to Baskin Robbins, my flavor is the rainbow sherbet.
Oh, okay.
With whipped cream, with nuts, right?
Yeah.
And I'll pass on the cherry because I don't like the cherry. So that's my favorite ice cream flavor. Finitos, I always do strawberry, piña colada, lemon with lechera and a saladito.
Awesome. So that was actually really interesting what we learned. Do you have any other questions, Natalia?
No, just a statement. Does the whipped cream balance out the sourness of the sherbet?
Probably, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the sherbet is definitely not a sweet, right,
Yeah,
flavor.
It's
So
really tangy.
exactly, yes. I love it. It's my favorite. Nobody has to ask me what my order is. They should know.
Now we know. Okay.
So thank you so much for informing us about yourself and also your role as a chief deputy. This should conclude our episode of Gov 101.
Thank
We'll
you
see
for
you on the
joining
next
us
one.
today. And we'll see you on the next episode. Stay tuned.
Bye.